Hey, everybody.
Hey, sup? Yes. Welcome back.
Yes, 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 all that good stuff. Do you know what we have not done on the podcast for a really long time?
Mm-mm.
Open space.
We have not.
We haven't.
You're right.
Would you,
Oh,
or
sure.
do you want me to?
I don't mind. Unless you really want to. This
I
is for all of you listening, this is what we do. No, it's okay. Well, I'll do it, but if you really want, and I want I can do it. I really need it.
Okay.
And we just sort of got on today and said, okay, let's just go. And we didn't have a huge amount of talk time first, like we.
No.
So this is one of those we're figuring it out as we go type thing. Yes. So do you want to remind everyone what not to be doing right
Oh,
now?
please, if you're driving, turn the volume down and pay attention to your driving and just allow the energy to run through you to get grounded and open this space, but don't really pay attention to the words. Pay attention to your driving.
Yes.
If you're doing something that, like, yeah, got a sharp knife in your hand, put the knife down, allow yourself to get grounded and in that divine energy.
Yes.
Be safe.
Be safe. Yes. And now I look like I'm wearing a helmet. I had my hair cut. We both had our hair cut last week.
Yeah.
And oh my God, neither one of us are super happy. But I just looked at myself and I went, oh my God, would I put a helmet on my head? For those of you who can't see, oh, I'm kind of thankful you can't see. It's this big round thing on my head. So not me. Okay.
I got a haircut one time. My husband comes home from work and he says, sorry. He says,
Uh-oh.
You look like a light bulb.
Was that when it was in style? There was a time when it was in style to have this round thing on our head.
I don't remember. I just remember I liked it. And he comes home and says, oh, you look like a light bulb.
Oh, that's funny. No. There was a time when that was really popular to be all nice and round and perfect. Oh my God.
Yeah. No, this was shorter than here, but a little bit like little shaggier.
Uh-huh.
It was like
and then up and down. Pretty. I'm sure you were pretty.
Oh. I guess the light bulb was better than mangy. He told me that one
true.
time too. Your hair's looking a little mangy, dear.
Like mine does. Okay, for all of you who have gray hair, it sucks, right? Like you get a haircut and it gets pissed at you. It's like it's so mad at me for getting my hair cut. It's only been a few days. It was like on what it was
Friday, I think.
4 days ago.
Mine was Thursdays, yours was Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah. And so I keep looking, it's like, oh my God, and it's coming in. It's just like bad. So I apologize to any of you who have to look at me, who are who are watching at the moment.
Oh.
And I have bangs, which I don't normally have, but I said, oh, go ahead, let's try something different. I'm just not pleased right now. But
I do understand a little bit about the gray because I'm getting more gray all the time. Yeah. My hair won't do what it once would.
Yes.
It's and I appreciate really you telling me. You know, you asked, well, are you getting more gray? Because you said that's a whole new ball game, and I agree. Yeah, have to just accept.
You do. In some ways, the gray, because I've always had really fine hair, and the gray helped in that area. it's not as flyaway fine anymore, but it also can be wiry and have sort of a mind of its own. But for the most part, it's yeah.
I don't know. My hair, it's changing and it's
Yes.
weird and it's frustrating and
whew,
doggies.
Right. Yes. Yes. So, okay. Open space, right?
Yes.
All right. So everyone, I'm going to give you, just take a moment to get yourself set and ready if you're at work, wherever you are. And if you're driving and you want to pull over and just enjoy the energy, that's fine too. But just, don't be actually driving at the moment.
Yeah.
So,
please.
All right. I like the first thing I'm getting is to take a few breaths to get your breath down out of your chest. And sometimes it takes a couple.
Oh, yeah. To bring it all the way down through the low back, through the gut, all the way down to the pelvic floor.
Yes. And the base of your tailbone, if that's, if you want to go to like that first chakra, that's cool. Nice, whatever. Okay, that energy's hitting me now. Ooh, thank you, Spirit, for this beautiful opportunity for all of us to come together today. We open this space around all of us as we share in this experience of the next hour, hour and a half, whatever it is. We ask to be grounded. If you need to drop a grounding cord, grow roots, however it is that you personally do your own grounding, we want to pull all of our pieces in as Mari-Lyn is drooling. Oh, and breathe in the vibration of this circle of all of us coming together, friends, family, all of us sharing in this beautiful experience. Spirit, we thank you for this opportunity to speak your words, to bring messaging to those listening. Thank you so much. We ask to take down our adrenal glands. Someone really needs that right now. They just sit on the top of our kidneys and our back. Lower mid back, I guess, is where they are. And we close those down. We stop all of those hormones from rushing through our body in stressful situations. Those of you who are at work, doing work, or maybe have kids running around screaming at the moment, whatever it is, just allow your body to just take a break. And right now, actually, what I'm getting is go ahead and talk to him or her. Your body, Deva, your physical body. You can say it in your head, that's okay. And just say, I love you. I care for you. It's okay to relax. I don't need to think about whatever stress is going on in my life right now. Let's take this break together and enjoy listening to these two crazy old ladies talk. There you go. There. And we set this beautiful space at that of love and compassion. And so it is. All right. I could have just kept on going, and I'm like, this is a podcast. So yeah, this isn't a class.
That was good. That was good. That was well needed.
Yeah. Whew.
We have exciting.
Yes, news. We do. We do.
So our podcast,
yes,
has fan mail.
Yes. Yay. So you can text us.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
It's amazing.
Yes. So anywhere, obviously you've always been able to do that on
YouTube with the comments.
Yes. But this is a Spotify, Apple, Google, I think we're on like 50,
Audible.
Yeah.
I don't even know how many places.
Yes. You can now text us.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah.
Now, I do want to say something because I tried it out this morning just to see how it would work.
Yeah.
And when you go in, you hit at least I did on Spotify, and I hit the podcast I wanted to listen to, and then it says send a message. And you hit that, and it goes to your text messages. You can send it from there. And just so you know, we do not know who you are. We do not get a phone number. No. We don't get anything. We don't know who you are. I don't even know if we can reply. I didn't even look that far to see if we can reply.
Real quick.
But I'm not sure. Anyway, we'd love to hear from you. Send us message. You can send us in the middle of while you're listening. Just send it. I guess it wouldn't. We only if we were live. We don't do live. I was going to say right in the middle. I'll read it, but we're not. But we don't do live.
Does not appear that we can reply.
Okay. So we would love to hear from you. We would love to, even if it's just a heart or a thumbs up, something to let us know that you are, because we get our stats, so we don't know specifically who's listening, but we do know that there are people listening, obviously.
And, we will periodically ask for questions, like we did that media, like don't pick up your phone in the morning.
Yes.
Excuse me. And well, there was no easy way for people who just listen through the podcast to let us know. And now you can text us and you can say, oh, that's a great idea. I'm doing great. Or screw you guys. That's so dumb.
I'm not doing it.
Yes. Rather not hear that, but
yes.
But in that situation, if you don't like it, we do want to know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Suggestions for topics.
Yes.
We would love to know what you would want to hear topic wise.
Because as you know, a lot of times we just show up and just start talking until something comes out.
True.
So sometimes it's nice to have a topic, though.
True.
Sometimes it's nice.
Yeah. It's always nice to have that interaction.
Yeah.
With the audience, and looking at stats just doesn't do it.
No, it doesn't at all.
So we would absolutely love it.
Yes.
If you would send a message. Yeah.
No, sorry. Go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
We're both excited, and it's
and we still want to hear from you in the comments. That's what I was going to say. And YouTube, comment. We still want you to comment. We don't want you to stop because there's this other way. This opens it up to everyone saying something to us, and we don't know who you are. I'm going to say that again. I mean, you can say who you are if you'd like.
Absolutely.
And we don't kiss and tell. So we're not telling anybody. We don't even tell each other. Like the sessions that we have, we don't tell each other what goes on in those sessions. The only time if something fabulous happens, like, oh my gosh, my client had such a huge breakthrough, and we just want to celebrate that. Yeah. But we don't go like into some big detail at all. So we don't. Or sometimes if we need advice, that happens sometimes.
What is that called? Conferring,
yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. Like, I'm kind of stuck here. I don't know what to do next. Mm-hmm. But we never really talk personal about each other. Anyway, your messages are safe with us, is the whole point of that.
Yes.
Even if you do give us your name or whatever. So super excited about that.
Super exciting.
You can't wait to hear from you all.
Yeah. So, which is kind of funny, because is something that I have been working on, and it's funny that the fan mail thing just kind of came out right now because outside validation is something.
Yes.
Something, I mean, I have struggled with this, I think, my whole life.
Right.
Probably being the youngest child might have something to do with that. I don't know.
I'm a youngest child too. I have some of the same wounding.
But fan mail, heck yeah, we want your outside approval. We want your validation. We want to know you love us, and we want to know what you think. And, if I have to give it up in my everyday life, that doesn't mean I have to give it up in my personal life, right?
Right. And we might regret this too. We'll see.
Must?
I doubt it. So. I doubt it.
I don't think so.
We like hearing how it's really spirit's words, but it comes through us, and how that lands for people. That's nice to know. I mean, we're continually growing, so obviously it's people are resonating with it, but it's nice for us to know too. It gives us an idea of kind of where to go or to keep going. Mm-hmm. Like if we were losing people left and right and things weren't happening, we would just say, okay, it's time.
Yeah.
This now.
And one of the main reasons that we do the podcast is because we want to be thought provoking. We want to get people thinking. And at the same time, we want that back. Yes. We want people to help us think deeper and grow and expand. And, so many things can exist at the same time.
Yes, ma'am.
This opinion here and this opinion here. And
even situations, everything can happen at the same time. You can be happy and sad at the same time.
Yes, you can.
There's all that.
Yeah.
I have something to talk about, I think.
Oh, okay.
It leads into what you were just talking about outside approval. So I'm sure we've talked about this before, but maybe we haven't. I don't know. The 5 elements. So I'm sure we've talked about this. I'm pretty sure we have.
We've talked about it.
Yeah. That traditional Chinese medicine has 5 elements, and the way, because of what we do, that information sort of comes through me differently. And it comes through me, obviously, as meditations, because why wouldn't it? That's sort of my, I can hear Fred, specialties. Like he's whispering in my ear, because I don't typically say that, because I think everyone can do guided meditation.
Oh, sister.
I know you say that to me. So anyway, so they're cut up. They're 5 meditations. They're done 3 to 4 weeks apart from each other. We just did the metal element. Mari-Lyn and I got our asses whooped, let me tell you. And that's in a good way. It's stuff the metal element goes in deep and sort of digs up or uncovers that stuff that it's time to look at, and we're just choosing not to. It's like, I'm just going to turn away. That stuff that triggers us often keeps us in sadness and sorrow, but we don't sort of connect the dots. So really, I guess maybe it connects the dots for us. So we just had a big, and it was very similar for both of us. The gratification, or the gratification.
Validation.
Validation. Yes. Mm-hmm. From people. Yeah. And that can be a real issue. And certainly in today's, I don't even know what kids go through today with all the media and everything. That's just crazy. All the influencers and all the things, and it's a constant battle, and suicide is huge in those, people on media. You get good and bad, right? The comments and everything are good and bad, but So we both had some visibility, clarity on a lot of that. So
yeah,
you had said before we started, Pam, do you want to talk about the need for outside approval? And I immediately said, no, that feels very vulnerable to me. But we both knew that I would end up talking about it because that's the way it works. Because I've got my dad is here, Fred is here. They poke at my other guides, and they poke at me to speak it out loud. So damn it. Here you go.
Yeah.
I'm handing it to you now. What would you like to say? Damn, metal element just dug up our shit.
Yeah, my husband and I went disc golfing last night, and after, a conversation afterward, I had made a comment about needing to let go of needing his approval and his praise.
Yeah.
And he says, "Oh, am I not doing enough of that?"
Ouch. Yeah.
And I said, "No."
Right.
And
to you, he isn't. That's not his problem, but to you, he isn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's your wounding, not his.
I said, "No, you're not. And you shouldn't have to. I need to get over that."
Yeah.
When I do something well, I want the praise, the adoration, the atta girls, that boost, and I want it lavished.
Yes.
Saying it once isn't good enough for me. I really want it to be oozy. And when I do something wrong, poorly, I want it to be, "You'll do better next time."
Oh, yes. Yes. Don't elaborate.
I want it acknowledged. If you have something that will help me next time, if you have a very constructive criticism or a very constructive advice, but it better be given in the right energy.
Yes.
Seriously, it better be given in the right energy, or don't even bother talking to me, because I take those things, and especially in this new sport that we have taken up, oh my gosh, I take it so personal, and it takes me down, and I'm just done. It's a game. Games are supposed to be fun. And when your partner is not having fun because you're so not having fun, and they're like, "Should we just go home?"
I have to give you praise for getting out there and doing it. And you two have had other things together, over like the skydiving and stuff. You've done some.
We met through skydiving.
Yes.
Yeah. So go back to the praise. Give me more. Lay it on. No.
So I'm very non-athlete. I was an athlete when I was a kid. Right.
Not me.
I was. And then not, but I married an athlete. Our two sons are athletes. It never occurred to me to get competitive with my husband, or even go and try to play a same sport as my husband, because he's an athlete. Even at almost 60, he still can kick my ass at everything. And I'm going to say anytime we've gone out to do something, he dumps himself down for me, to just so we can kind of get through it. Because I can't. I don't have it in me. I'm in awe of athletes, how they just see things so differently. They're like steps ahead. They're not.
Oh, yeah.
They're thinking about how they're going to, I'll say disc golf, because that's what you're doing, right? how they're standing, how they're going to throw it. They're looking at where it needs to go.
Through that tree that is half a mile down the damn road.
Right.
Excuse me, I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to hold on to the stupid thing.
Yes. And they can do that all like within seconds.
Yeah.
And it amazes me. It really does.
Is amazing.
I'm in awe. I am in awe. But I would never think that I could go out. So I'm praying, because I would never think I could go out and do that. Like as good as Mike or my kids were big on disc golf.
Well, my husband was athletic. Mm-hmm. All through his adult life, he skied, he skydived.
Yeah.
Skydived?
Skydove?
He was a skier. He's a skydiver. In school, he played football, and did he play baseball? I don't know. I know he played football because he has this hilarious story of getting hit really hard, and then standing up and having to look at his jersey. What color is my jersey? Which huddle do I go to? Yeah.
Yeah. Your husband's not a big guy.
No.
Yeah.
He's not. Yeah. He's 5'9" if he's standing up.
Yes.
Really tall and straight.
Mine's 6'3" or what? As they get older, they come.
I think when he was a freshman in high school, he was 5 feet, 100 pounds.
Yeah.
As a freshman in high school.
I remember, this is kind of changing, whatever, but so my husband always coached football, basketball, baseball. And he started, he kind of, as our kids, whatever age our kids was, that's where he would, and they'd go up, whatever. But he did, when they were doing this, they were doing, what they call it, like peewee football or whatever.
Okay.
They're little kids, and it was like 3rd to 6th grade or something, like 3rd and 4th grade. I don't know. Anyway, there was this one kid that he was not even 50 pounds soaking. I mean, he was this little person. And I remember the parents, because I was the coach's wife, I don't know why people would always scream at me or come to me and tell me. They were afraid to say something to him. He can be very intimidating, but he would have to, this kid, if he played him, he'd have to like try to hide him somewhere because he was just going to get buried. Even at that, like he was the teenage person. I don't know what just made me think of, but he was afraid of that. Like the kid was just going to die there. And, you put him up against a kid like my kids who were such athletes, and my kids always wrestled, and they're tough kids, and this kid, like had a sister and had, what I mean? Like they didn't wrestle. There was nothing. So it's not always just the size, like your husband, and brother, and they, like you're raised differently. And
my husband, he was the oldest of 3. His youngest brother, I think, he was over, I know he was probably 6'1". He has since passed, but because of their size difference.
Yeah. They were always probably about the same size, even though they're years different.
Ron had to learn how to take the advantage.
Yes. That's so bad, because my youngest is much bigger than my oldest. It's that same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those younger ones,
because Ron's brother, he grew fast early. And I think by the time he was a freshman in high school, he was probably close to 6 foot already.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, Ron, he was a tenacious, bold child.
My husband always liked those ones on his
very athletic.
On his team.
Yeah. But and we met skydiving, and skydiving it can be a competitive sport, but just casual, just weekend skydivers, you're not competing. You're working together.
Oh.
Right. And so you want everybody to be, you want to help the young ones grow and become good so y'all can do formations.
Okay.
In the air.
That makes sense.
And basically learn how to fly.
Right. No, thank you.
And my husband's not particularly competitive with me in disc golf, right? We're both just learning it. However, as time goes, every round we play, there is that competitive piece that I'm starting to see in him that I've never experienced before.
Sure.
And it's weird, and I don't know what to do with it. Yeah. And
I'm sure it's it's just a natural thing to,
I would think
to
so.
do that. I absolutely think so. Yeah.
But it interferes with my need of validation.
Oh, of course it does.
Yeah.
Because now you're competitors. I'm not going to tell you you're doing well. Yes.
But I'm going to agree strongly with something you sucked at.
Yes, right. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I asked him, I threw this shot and I couldn't see where it went. It was just a weird angle. And I said, how was my shot? Was it okay? And he says, oh yeah, you're out in the rough.
Yeah.
And I get up there and I'm like, oh damn, that was a good shot. That was mad.
Sure, because he was saying it as a competitor.
I was mad.
He was saying it as he needed to do better than your shot.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
I think so.
No, I don't do any sort of sport with my husband at all.
And I was not athletic. I've maybe said this before here, but if anybody has listened to my most recent recovery podcast, I throw like a girl. As a kid, I threw like a girl. That's what my mom said. Honey, we can't play catch. You throw like a girl.
Then teach me how to not throw like a girl. Yeah.
I didn't play sports. I like to play basketball, but the basketball coach didn't like me, so he wouldn't put me on the team.
Oh, nice. That happens a lot.
No, I wasn't great at it either. That might have had something to do with it.
Might have been. He just didn't want you. He just didn't want to have to take the time. That's not a great coach that won't take the time to help kids grow and get better.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
so
I played until it was only like grade school and then I was done.
Now, when I was really little, I was taller than everybody and I was a faster runner.
Which is so funny because you're
longer.
Which is so funny because you're height challenged now.
Yeah, well, it's because I swear in the 5th grade I was 5 feet tall.
Oh. Yeah.
Everyone else is like still 4 foot tall.
And then you stopped growing pretty much.
And then I stopped pretty much.
A couple more inches though. Couple more.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, well, I wrote something down so I wouldn't forget.
Okay.
When we were talking about the need for approval, you were saying something, and then what came through was part of it, though, is your love language. So you can't beat yourself up totally.
Because that damn love language.
Right? Because that is part of your love language. It really is. And
yes, because I praise.
Yes.
I love to praise other people for doing a job well done.
Yes. And you want it too.
And if I don't do it enough with you, I will be better at it.
No, you're fine. No, I think you do just fine. No. But anyway, that came through. So I'm curious as to how much of, just more to sift through. Okay, I look for this outside approval. I really want it.
Isn't it?
And then how much of it though is love language, or how much of it is wounding that I just call love language? Right?
Oh my, oh, it gets so convoluted.
Yes. And I'm so glad we're just on Zoom here. So I'm not sitting next to you for you to smack me or something.
No.
But there's
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay. So my husband's love language is, one of them is doing things like cooking breakfast.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I always know when he's not happy with me, he comes out with his own breakfast and never says a word. I also know if he wants something, he won't say anything, and he comes out with like this feast.
Yes. Yes.
So another disc golf story. If I step away from my bag, he'll pick it up and he'll carry both bags and he'll bring it to me. And I'm like, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessary, but thank you.
Thank you.
Well, so
that hits you. Sorry. Yeah. Your need to be independent, or that need to be, I can do this on my own. That gets kind of
it got it. Well, last week he had left his bag on one place, and he went down to make his shot. I didn't pick his bag up and take it with me.
Oh boy. And he wondered why. Why didn't you bring my bag too? Yeah.
Not for me. It's like, well, I don't know. Maybe he left it there for a reason. Maybe I don't know. But it's his bag. That's it.
But if I leave mine here, I expect you to pick it up and bring it to me.
And I just haven't had the heart to say, please don't pick my bag up and bring it to me.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he's doing it out of consideration. He is being kind. And I did not reciprocate.
Mm-hmm.
And he was hurt. I felt bad. And I apologized.
Yeah.
The next time I left my bag, he didn't touch it.
I bet he didn't. He probably kicked it while he's walking by. Yes.
So love language is, I just don't think about love languages.
I don't either. I really don't. That part of why I started laughing when it came in is like, what? I don't think of that. My husband's is definitely in service of, he does things for me. He cleans the house way more than I do. Thankfully there's a couple rooms that he leaves alone because I'm a slob. I really am. Like my bathroom, because we don't use the same bathroom. So I have my shit everywhere. My office is the same way. I have my stuff everywhere. Thankfully, I don't have a ton of stuff. Well, my office is pretty packed though, but anyway, it's all
in your office.
It's a whole thing. Yes. Cause I have a lot of stuff, but I try to keep it organized, but yet like right here, it's a mess. So I don't know what my thing is, but his love language is certainly, service, but he's good at praising me and all of that, which I'm very, very grateful for. But
getting to a person to change their love language is near impossible.
You can't.
You can adapt to someone's love language, and you can add, bits and pieces.
Mm-hmm.
But to completely change it, you can't.
No. And why would you want to change someone like that? You know what I mean? There's plenty of people out there. If that's doesn't work for you. Yeah.
Well, you really wouldn't. I mean,
no.
There's times, where I would think, oh God, if he would only if he would take all that energy and put it over here. But then I think about it and I'm like, but if that happened, then this would happen.
Yes.
Oh, and it wouldn't be him anymore.
No.
Ooh, it would be gross. No.
No, I married my husband for a reason. Yes.
Yeah. Ooh, then it would be more like that guy in college that I couldn't run away from fast enough.
Oh, yes. That one. We all had that one.
Yeah.
We all had that one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I'm the whole outside approval thing. Okay, I'll start with when I was a kid. My family was very materialistic, to say the least. Very much. And it was really about how it looked to everyone else. It wasn't about who you really are. You didn't want to show who you really are. You want to just pretend that you were something else or someone else, and the clothes and the cars and the stuff, the material stuff. And that was a real thing for me. I had 2 older sisters. I got a lot of their hand-me-down clothes, which for them, they were such clothes people. They weren't worn out, or it wasn't like I got worn out clothes. They wore it, whatever, a few times, and they'd give it to me. They both worked in retail at clothing stores, so there was a lot of, whatever. But I was never hugely materialistic in that way. But there's some weird dichotomy there, or some weird thing there with approval or disapproval. I think disapproval is what hits me harder than approval, now that I'm thinking about it. And you could probably attest to that.
Yes. Yeah. So for me, I crave that approval from the outside, right?
Yes.
The disapproval, sure. Yeah, okay. Ouch.
You just move on.
F you.
Yeah. I don't always just move on, though. It takes me a minute.
And it does take you a minute. It hits you like a sword.
Yes.
And sometimes the outside approval, you're like, yeah, okay, thanks.
Yes. Yes.
You let it bounce off of you.
I do.
So while we are in the same
ballpark,
something
playing 2 different games.
We are definitely playing. We're playing 2 different games. Yeah.
It's so that came up for both of us with this meditation.
Yeah.
It was a big one. It was really big, and just sort of sifting through that, accepting it. Through the meditation came so much clarity on just visibility, my new favorite word, visibility on the way I was raised in my family. And another thing that's just coming now, being that it mattered what other people thought. We looked like one big happy family until we were behind closed doors, and it was not so happy family. Right? So, yeah. Anyway, that's how it hit me. And it's not fun doing, but I'm grateful, though. Grateful it's time to work through all this and move on.
The other way that that outside approval hit me was it's through vanity.
Yes.
Looking good and getting compliments.
Yeah. Oof.
And I didn't get that deep visibility or clarity on, on the whys and the where it came from. What it came from me was how my actions and reactions dictate me not receiving what I want.
Okay.
How I act towards other people when I'm not getting what I want.
I've been on that side of you.
Yeah, I can get sharp.
Oof.
I can get, I hate to say mean, but I can get mean.
Yeah. That's part of that sharpness that,
The knee-jerk speaking, knee-jerk reactions.
So I would like to here's a question for people to send us something. Approval or disapproval? Which one, right? So with you want to hear all that approval. I can hear it, but I kind of dismiss it. I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. I'm waiting. So I'm discarding, and not completely discarding, but I'm grateful for every beautiful comment I get and every time someone interacts with me, and I'm very grateful for all that. Yet I'm still waiting for the other shoe to drop. I'm waiting for, or, oh yeah, but then you do this, like all of us, that disapproval that comes in underneath it, it's different, but we're both waiting for something from the outside of us that we shouldn't give that much shit about anyway. In the first place, we shouldn't. Because
so which is your strong pull? Are you more affected deeply by that negative, or do you crave that positive reinforcement?
Yes. And really, you just have to you can just send it, whether it's in the YouTube comments or now in the send a message.
In the send a message,
which I don't like the word fan, but I know that's just what it's called, is fan mail, right? But because I think we're all kind of family here, and it's weird to think that. Anyway, approval or disapproval? And that's all you really have to say. Approval, disapproval. Which one, comes at you faster? Which one do you feel? And you and I have always been different that way. Always. When I feel that disapproval heavy.
Yeah.
And you don't. And then you don't feel the approval. And I don't go to that same place that you go to.
And I feel when I don't get it. When I don't get that approval,
right,
I almost feel like it's disapproval.
Yes.
If I'm not recognized,
yes.
I just so want to be done with that.
I know it. And really, what's coming through pretty clear right now, which I'm very happy to talk about, the messaging that's coming through, is to get to this point of it's time to work on this, means we've done a lot of other work of all the layers on top of it that have
and that is a blessing.
It's
such a blessing.
And God damn it better be, because I worked really hard to get here. I feel like I've been, geez Louise, that's all I do is work on my shit. So I'm glad to be here.
Lately, it is. That is, I was talking to somebody, I think it was a client the other day, a student actually, about how our path gets more narrow as we heal.
Yes.
As we start off, path is wide, and we're bouncing off wounding left and right.
Yes.
And then pretty soon we start realizing how that's affecting us.
Yes.
Well, as soon as we realize that and our behavior starts to change because we begin to heal, well, that path gets more narrow. And now as we heal and the stuff doesn't bounce off of us so easy anymore, it
yes,
it hits, and it hits hard.
I just had recently someone contact me. They wanted to develop. People want to do the paranormal, right? That's my big thing. That's what I teach. It's becoming a multidimensional energy healer, right? And when I talked about all the healing that needs to be done, she looked at me like I had 4 heads or something. Just didn't get it at all. And I don't know why that just popped into my head, but it did. Because, so your wounding, it's not to get too paranormally, because that's not what we do here, but it's going to come up. Ghosts, entities, that low vibrational energy is going to hit you where you live.
Yes, it is.
It does. So you have to heal to be able to work with it. And you cannot go in with your ego intact. You go into any, and this is true for any type, but we've all done it.
Yeah.
But whether you're giving a healing to someone, you're giving a reading to someone, doesn't matter anything within this field, you go in thinking it's coming from you, thinking I need to be ready to do something, or what do I do now? Any of that, you are dead in the water, my friend. You are. So if any of you are healers out there listening, whatever your practitioner, what type of practitioner you are, really consider, you have to really consider letting go of your ego and just sit back into that trust and know that you're not in charge anyway, and you putting your ego out there, you're going to get yourself hurt. It's not going to be that great of a healing, a reading.
Yep.
Just not going to happen.
And when you're working with the paranormal, oh man, you really put yourself in harm's way when you go.
Yes.
When you go in with your ego.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You get your ass whooped. You just do.
Been there, done that.
Been there, done that. Me too. And part of the paranormal is that's how you learn. But we could get smacked around a lot more than we do.
Oh my gosh.
But you got to put that ego down. Yeah. Sorry. Someone maybe needed to hear that, because I don't know why that flew in. It was kind of related, but not really. So someone needed to hear that. Anyway, I did not take this person as a client, a student, because she didn't get it. She just didn't get it.
Yeah.
And I can't be, as the teacher, I often feel responsible for, even though it's your own thing, but I can stop it right at the beginning and say, nope, sorry. You're not getting how important healing is. Mm-hmm. You're going to get yourself hurt, really hurt. You think you going in. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, healing is important just for, everyday life, yes. But you're going to start going in and doing something interdimensionally.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
And we all deal with people, even though, if you're a secretary, or do they still call them secretaries? I don't know. Personal assistants, whatever they call them.
Right.
Customer service representative, maybe is what they say. Anything you do in life, you're going to be dealing with other people. And if your wounds are showing, you're going to get poked.
Cashiers.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
You have to heal. You have to heal.
Yeah.
But so anyway, back to approval or disapproval.
Yeah.
Tell us which hits you, right where you live. Which one really hits harder?
It's the stronger.
Yes.
Which one is more directly attached to your wounding?
Yes, that's it. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah.
So do we want to talk real quick about, we are thinking about doing a series.
Oh, yes, this book.
I know who Deepak Chopra is. Everyone's heard of him for like years, right? Never bought anything of his, never whatever. I think he's a wise person and all that. But sometimes his spiritual journey just didn't mesh with mine at times, whatever, Anyway, he wrote this little book and it's a small book and it's short and to the point. The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success.
Yeah.
Yes. I purchased this. I actually didn't even see who the author was, which is probably by design, because I probably wouldn't have got it just because it's him. Isn't that awful? But I think because
No, it's honest. Yeah.
Thank you. It is honest. Because I would have gone, bah,
yeah,
Bev's dude. So, because he believes in like the month long, where you don't speak at all, that kind of stuff. I'm like, oh yeah, right. I couldn't even get a day in of that. Like you're outside. Maybe it's only a week that he does. Whatever, it doesn't matter. There's no way.
True to what it appears sometimes on the podcast, I could be, pretty quiet.
Yes.
But when I'm home alone,
yes.
I'm like,
yes. And he does it, if I remember correctly, it's a way just to get in touch with your own feelings. It's like, oh God, all I do is get in touch with my feelings, and I do it while I talk too. So, anyway, we might do one. There's 7 of them, so maybe once a month or something, we'll bring them out. And they're really, I don't agree with absolutely everything, but we'll talk about that when we talk about them.
Yeah. Well. I have only read through the first law.
Okay.
And I had to put it down like, I don't know, 4 times within that first one. Because there was so much. I was like, oh my gosh, I need to digest that.
Yes. He packs a punch in this. There's few words, but man. And those of you who don't see it who are just listening, it's a small book. It's like
it is. It's a pocket book.
Yes. The size of my hand, fingers of my hand, not just the palm.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good one. So we're going to do that. And if you guys have things if you have questions you want us to answer, you have things you want to, we had sent out there before, if you guys have, let's do a Q&A, and we got no one asked a question.
No one.
We were
now y'all can text through the podcast. Yes. So
yes. And I think I may have mentioned this, but I want to reiterate, we have no idea who you are when you text. It tells us what city and state you're from. That's it. It doesn't, and that can even be a lie, because it's whatever, like when I signed up for Spotify, I put, Portland, Oregon in there. So it says I'm from Portland, Oregon, but you can put anything, so anyway, if you're worried about us knowing who you are, we don't. We will not know, but we'd love to hear from you. Just to know that it's not all falling on deaf ears, or like, are you out there? That's one different with YouTube. People know the drill. You subscribe, you comment, you whatever, and we appreciate them all, but that's a little more well known. But with the
podcast,
we don't even know how many views we get. All this, it's not the same as with YouTube. Everything is right there.
It's not. And we don't know, are you enjoying what we're talking about? Are you sitting there laughing because you have similar stories in your own life?
Yes.
Are you sitting there crying because you have similar stories in your own life? We would love to know that kind of stuff.
Ooh, also,
excuse me.
This is something we talked about, but I don't think we talked about it on air, and I don't think we revisited it. We thought about having, like, if you have a question, if you have like you want to have a conversation with one of us, you have a question, maybe even with both of us, that we record that. We give you a Zoom link, you come on, we do that. And then we do that enough times with enough people that we put that out as a podcast or something. So that's a thought. There's so many different things we can do. We've thought about going live. We just can't really seem to get a great time for that, for Mari-Lyn and I to
work
with everyone.
And worldwide. I mean, how do you?
Yeah, that's a rough one.
Daunting.
Yes, daunting.
Very daunting.
So anyway, I feel kind of done, unless you have more to talk about.
I think this is a good place to wrap up.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
So thank you everyone for tuning in. We appreciate you. We will have more of our student practitioners, I think is what I want to call them, that will come on and do some more stuff with us Thursdays. Because, Trev was going to do more readings like every other week. He's had some, life happens. So
Life does.
There will not be that many from him, but Nan will still do a couple a month. He'll do that one. Mari-Lyn and I will jump in with different readings and things. I think you're going to do something special soon.
I am going to be doing something different.
Yes.
Different reading.
Yes.
I mean, it's still a reading.
Yes.
No, it's not a reading. Actually, it's not
messaging.
A reading.
Messages.
It will be messaging.
Yes.
It will be channeled messaging.
Yes. Which I'm super excited about. And I think that is what we need to call it.
Yeah.
Instead of reading.
Channeled messaging. I hope it will be. No.
And I'm going to do one.
It'll be great.
With my card deck. I don't have pretty drawings or anything on them. So we're doing all kinds of things, just trying to keep things new and fresh and fun for us as well as all of you.
Yes.
Because
it is important.
Get stale.
It is important this is true for everybody in every situation, that we grow within whatever the relationship is.
Mm-hmm.
It's important that we grow within it. Mm-hmm. It's also important that we grow outside of it.
Explain that.
As individuals.
Okay.
It's important. So this actually I was actually doing a mock messaging. Mm-hmm. How am I going to make this work with what I was thinking?
Oh, okay.
And the messaging that came was that it is important in any relationship or situation that you find yourself in, not just like a momentary situation, but let's say a marriage or a partnership. Mm-hmm. It's important that you continue to grow and move in every facet within that relationship and outside of it.
Okay.
So
in yourself. So
within yourself.
Yeah. Okay.
Taking yourself more, putting yourself and your growth
at
a higher importance.
Yes.
Than strictly just that relationship.
Yes. Because our relationship with ourselves is the most important relationship we have.
Yes.
Someone else, we can't look to other people to make us happy, to fulfill us. When we do that for ourselves, the relationship with someone else grows exponentially.
Yes. Right? And that outside approval, it's not up to other people to give that to us.
Right.
It's a beautiful gift, but that approval that we're seeking comes from within, through our connection to ourselves, through our connection to spirit, however that connection works for you. Mm-hmm. And if we can continue to grow there, we will continue to grow within whatever our situation or relationship is.
Absolutely.
And many people, and I've been guilty of it too, of just focusing so much on that relationship.
And you know what? I'm going to say this too, because there are people who are are afraid of relationships. They really want one, but they're afraid of it too.
Right.
And that's more it's really the same thing. It's time for you to get in touch with you. That doesn't mean that you're being selfish. It doesn't mean that you care more about yourself. That it's the opposite of that. Yes.
Yeah.
So taking care of you, it's not self-care. What was that term that I came up with a while ago? Well, I didn't. Spirit did.
Oh.
Yeah. It wasn't self-care, and I can't remember what it was. But
I don't remember.
I don't either. I'm sure I wrote it down somewhere because I'm always writing little notes, and then I have all these piles of paper, and I don't. But
yeah, but if we can change the mindset around putting ourselves first, change the mindset around self-care and self-importance.
Yes.
Damn right, I'm self-important.
Yes.
Everybody needs to be self-important.
Yes.
It's knowing when that importance has reached that dangerous level of
like ego. Selfishness or ego. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Because you and I have certainly known people who have taken it. There's not even self-care in there. It's all about them.
Yeah. Right. When that self-importance supersedes self-care.
Yes.
Ooh. And dang it, what is that term?
I don't know. I can't remember it.
It's like floating around back there, and I
know, and it just won't come forward.
Just can't see it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, absolutely. So well, and listening to our podcast is a little self-care, or that other term that I can't remember what it is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I have it.
I know.
I have too many pages.
I know. Me too. That's what I was just going to go with. Like, damn it. Yes. So.
And absolutely. Try as I might, as I'm trying to say, Spirit, bring that term. My ego's too invested, and it won't.
I know it won't. It won't. No.
We just can't. It just doesn't work that way.
I'm looking right here at some things. It's like, nope, don't see it, don't see it, don't see it. So I just need to like let it go, let it go, let it go.
Yep.
Ooh, okay. Let go.
Yep.
Right. Well, I know we said it was time to go about 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, it was about that.
People always know it takes us a couple times saying it's time to go before it really is. But I think it is this time.
I think it is.
Yes.
I think it is.
So please like, subscribe, share. Oh, something I noticed too is that we're getting thank you to everyone who has giving us like on I have Spotify and it has approval rate, the 5 stars, whatever. Thank you so much. That was so sweet of you. Yes. And so more people, if you'd like to do that, I don't know. I would think they have some sort of that on every platform. Maybe a thumbs up or something. But we
don't know.
Appreciate you so very much.
I am so.
And of course on
illiterate.
YouTube.
I'm just gonna say I'm so illiterate.
I'm not good at it either. All that. Yes. All right, everyone. Thank you so very much for tuning in today. We
appreciate you.
Yes. Approval, disapproval.
Looking forward to getting all those messages.
Questions, whatever it is. We'd love to hear from you. So, all right, everyone.
Take care.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.